breaking news coming to us from West Bengal. Today is the birth anniversary of Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose, and in this moment, remember, Subhash Chandra Bose was one of India's most celebrated freedom fighters. He was born today in 1897 in Odisha. Now, celebrating this event, Anurag Thakur, the Union Minister, was at an event, and at that event, during his address, he made a jibe at the West Bengal Chief Minister, Mamata Banarjee, and the Trinamool Congress. I'll read out for you exactly what he had to say, but a little bit of context here, remember, is that panchayat elections are just about to take place in West Bengal, so tempers are heated. Now, he said in a statement that Britishers were afraid of Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose. Many freedom fighters took birth on this land. If you can free this land from Britishers, then you can also free this land from those who are murdering democracy. That is the entire quote. We'll bring you more context on the quote itself. We'll also bring you more context on how the state is celebrating this day. But very quickly, first, let's go over to my colleague Kamalika Sen Gupta for more context here. Kamalika, for Bengalis, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose understandably is an emotional, sentimental topic. He is a figure for millions. If you could just tell our audiences how this statement by Anurag Thakur is being interpreted.
See, obviously, yesterday Anurag Thakur was here, the Honourable Minister, and he said he has given such statement. Obviously, Netaji has huge emotion in Bengal, people of Bengal's heart. Netaji is always there. It's 126th birthday of Netaji. But every small child to everyone of Bengal follows him in every aspect. So, but this is something to do with, obviously, the politics that goes on between the BJP and the Trinamool Congress. There where the thing is, there where, the fight is there where, because the panchayat election is coming, and then the Lok Sabha election is there after that. So BJP obviously is focusing on Bengal, and as because BJP is focusing in Bengal, that is why such statements are coming, is pouring in. Obviously, Trinamool will also react to that, opposing to what Anurag Thakur has said. So this is a totally political, this statement is a political statement that the Trinamool Congress is also seeing it from that angle. And obviously, because the elections are coming on, the panchayat election is there, Lok Sabha election is there. So it has a lot more to do with that. But obviously, Swami Vivekananda is an emotion for Bengal. Netaji is an emotion for Bengal. So obviously, in such days, such types of comments had its own ramifications.
Okay. Kamalika, I just want to understand from you, you were walking us through this comment. Is it correct to assume that TMC has not formally replied to what Anurag Thakur had to say?
No, obviously TMC has, what we are getting it from the CISA, TMC has not officially come up with any press conference on this. But definitely whatever Anurag Thakur has said, this is totally politics. That's what they feel. And they also compare this with the other states, conditions in other states. And, the law and order situation in the BJP ruled state. That's what the Trinamool Congress does when they opposes any BJP statement. Here also, obviously, they'll come up with such statements. So this has more to do with politics. And obviously, Rabindranath Tagore, Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose, Swami Vivekananda, they are such figures in Bengal and obviously in India that it's of Bengal. This is one thing, and the politics with them is the other thing. So there is always a political conflict between the two parties, and Anurag Thakur's this comment will obviously not be taken lightly by the Trinamool Congress.
Okay, Kamalika, just stay with us. I want to play out for our audiences what Anurag Thakur had to say. This is what the Union Minister said. Then we'll go back to you.
अंग्रेज कहते थे हम महात्मा गांधी जी से नहीं डरते, हम भारत के बाकी नेताओं को भी झेल लेंगे, लेकिन नेताजी सुभाष चंद्र बोस का डर अंग्रेजों के बीच में बहुत था। नेताजी सुभाष चंद्र बोस का डर क्यों था? बंगाल की इस धरती से खुदीराम बोस से लेकर बाकी ऐसे हमारे स्वतंत्रता सेनानी हुए, तभी तो अंग्रेजों को यहां से दिल्ली की ओर कूच करना पड़ गया, क्योंकि यहां पर तो स्वतंत्रता सेनानियों की बंगाल की धरती पर कमी नहीं थी। अरे अगर आप अंग्रेजों से इस धरती को मुक्ति दिला सकते हो, तो आज अगर कोई लोकतंत्र की हत्या करने पर आया हो, तो उससे मुक्ति दिलाने का काम भी यहां का युवा ही कर सकता है, मेरे भाई और बहनों। इसलिए मैं आपसे निवेदन करना चाहता हूं कि आप सबको बंगाल के नाम को बचाना, बंगाल का नाम।
Let's go back to my colleague Kamalika, who's bringing us a reportage on the story. Kamalika, in the last few years, we've watched a very interesting battle of sorts play out, where it seems like we've seen the BJP and the TMC both fight over Netaji's legacy, both try to claim that legacy for themselves. Could you just tell our audiences, because you were pointing a little bit earlier to the elections that are coming up, obviously the Lok Sabha elections, but also the panchayat elections. Could you just tell our audiences more about what the stakes are for both parties when it comes to those elections?
So obviously it's very important for both the sides, and as far as is concerned, in 2018, last time panchayat election took place, there was huge allegation from the BJP that 34% people could not contest, and they went to the court and it went to the Supreme Court. There were serious observations given by Supreme Court. So a lot of things happened in 2018, resulting which people's experts say that in 2019 BJP got 18 seats in Bengal, which was obviously a shocker for Trinamool Congress, because 18 seats BJP will get, that was beyond their imagination. So keeping that in mind, BJP again, before the panchayat election, is trying to put their full focus in Bengal, and they are obviously, we have seen JP Nadda coming and he is doing program here. We are seeing every day central ministers are coming, like we used to see in 2018. So BJP is taking very seriously the panchayat election, and also from panchayat election they are going to start the match for 2024. On the other hand, the Trinamool Congress also is very conscious about the panchayat election, because this time clear indication has been given from the top of the party that no violence, no intimidation, nobody will be, the things that there is no contestant, no opposition contestant, these things should not come. People should be allowed, that strict instruction has gone from the party, because party does not want to repeat, the lower leaders of the party did something wrong in 2018. That is accepted in the party, and the party high command has given a strict direction to all the lower leaders that no violence will be accepted. Because carrying this and cashing this, the BJP will try to take advantage in Lok Sabha election. So for Trinamool Congress, they are very conscious about this thing. They have come up with Didi Shurokha Kabos, they have come up with different programs to go to the people, because they are in the government. There are a lot of anti-incumbency factor always works for that party, but they are very conscious. They want to do the panchayat election peacefully, and they want to also gain in Lok Sabha election.
So Malika,
semi-final.
Can I also just understand from you, for the TMC, the party is coming off a year where they've seen several senior leaders marred with serious allegations of corruption. I just want to understand, how is the party hoping to turn a new page this year, particularly in the run-up to the panchayat elections?
See, as far as the party insiders say, as far as the party is concerned, it's only Mamata Banarjee's image that is important. And the other, although the minister, who was a former minister, Pastor Chatterjee, is behind the bars, some MLAs are behind the bars, Anubrata Mondal is behind the bars. But in spite of all these things, party is trying to show that they have come up with certain programs to curb corruption. They themselves have put their leaders, local leaders, behind a jail who are corrupted. And they have come up with programs like Didi Shurokha Kabos, where it is clear that who has done work and who has not done work.
Okay. So Malika, just stay with us for a second, please. We have Majid Memon from the TMC. He's with us on the phone right now. Mr. Memon, good morning. Thank you for joining us here on CNN News 18. Sir, I just want to understand from you, Union Minister Anurag Thakur yesterday has made these allegations. In particular, I just want to take us to that comment. He has said that essentially is implied that West Bengal should free itself of the people who are murdering democracy within the state. He's implying that is the TMC. Sir, we're awaiting a formal response from the TMC. That's why we've come to you. So what does the TMC have to say?
Let me tell you that this union minister, with due respect to him, does he understand the meaning of the word democracy before making such irresponsible statements? As a matter of fact, people of the country today are crying, see, from north to south, in all the BJP ruled states, that democracy is being murdered. Democracy is murdered at the instance of the central government. And then he has the audacity to say that the democracy is murdered in West Bengal. Well, this is something, a statement which needs to be rejected outright. You see, perhaps the gentleman does not know the meaning of democracy and does not realize as to what is happening in the country. You see, your government is seeking to undermine the authority of Supreme Court. Your government is killing the rule of law. Your government is unable to maintain peace. Your government is unable to maintain social amity. You have destroyed democracy in the last 9 years.
Mr. Memon,
and you have
Mr. Memon, I just want to come back to you for a quick counter question. Over the last few years, we've reported multiple incidents of poll-related violence, sometimes instigated by workers in the TMC. So not just that, allegations, severe allegations, in fact, of corruption that we've covered over the last year against senior TMC leaders. In many cases, the action coming down from senior leadership in the TMC wasn't swift enough.
No, ask him to please turn to other states. What is happening in UP? What is happening in Karnataka? You see, in the name of hijab, you know, how much hatred did you spread?
So while I
appreciate,
I very much appreciate that, you know, you are trying to point to other BJP ruled states, I do want to focus for a second on West Bengal and the TMC, where over the last year in particular, we've seen some very serious allegations come about against senior leaders.
No, see, he should not forget that Mamata Didi, the TMC leader, has always raised voice against any assault to democracy by the center or by BJP-ruled state governments. And then, on the contrary, you are speaking exactly opposite to what the truth is.
So how isn't deep-seated corruption also contrary to democracy?
No. See, now BJP is trying to create problems with the help of union central agencies by sending EDs to various TMC leaders' places.
So one second. So some of the images we saw coming out last year in the operations against senior leaders in your party were not doctored images. We've since in the months since seen the TMC come forward to take responsibility. So let's not, sir, here argue about the validity of some of those claims. I'm not denying whether or not the central agencies act too strongly against opposition parties. That is an argument that multiple opposition parties have made. But when it comes to the TMC, sir, don't you think they have a lot of cleaning up to do?
I would only alter the slogan that is given by this union minister yesterday, that free democracy from the ruling central party, BJP from the states, BJP rule state and the center. Free democracy from them. That is precisely the true fact is.
Okay. Mr. Memon, thank you so much for joining us here on CNN News 18. Let's go back to my colleague Kamalika right now to understand more. Kamalika, we were able to speak right now to the Trinamool Congress. We asked them what their response was. But I just want to ask you, can you now tell us very quickly about what the BJP and what the TMC have planned when it comes to today, the big day for celebrations? Could you also tell us about what the RSS may have planned?
So right now, the RSS is going to, Mohan Bhagwat is in Kolkata, and RSS Mohan Bhagwat is going to, give a speech on Netaji's birthday, and that's a program there, which is very significant. For the last 5 days, Mohan Bhagwat is in Kolkata. What he says today on Netaji, that is to be seen, and here in Kolkata, Mohan Bhagwat's program is there. That's what the RSS plan is. Obviously, from government, there are several programs on Netaji. There are several programs in Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose's house, where both the party leaders, both the BJP party leaders and the Trinamool party leaders, they will go. And also separately, BJP state chief and BJP leaders also have different programs on Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose. And Trinamool Congress also have different programs on Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose. Because it's a state holiday also, like for a long time, the government has been asking for a national holiday. The state government is also asking for a national holiday on Netaji's birthday. So it's a day of programs. It's a very important day for Bengal. So all the political parties, they are celebrating Netaji's birthday in their own way. And obviously a very significant turn is Mohan Bhagwat's presence here and the RSS celebration of Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose.
Kamalika, can you just explain to our audiences, back in 2021, I believe it was very loud right before state polls, where you saw the BJP and the TMC both try to project themselves as Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose's rightful followers. Historically speaking, why do we see both parties that you would typically expect to be in opposition try to clamour for the same person's legacy? What is the context here?
The context is emotion of people of Bengal. You know, as I was pointing out earlier, that from a child who is born in Bengal to a senior person, everyone in Bengal, every person in Bengal is emotionally attached to Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose. And obviously the people of Bengal still believe that his disappearance, his end is not clear, it's a mystery. So everybody is very much attached to Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose. We saw in 2021 when the elections were there was a very big program, and Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi, he was here. Every year, Mamata Banarjee, she celebrates Netaji's birthday in every way, from government perspective, from the party perspective. BJP also celebrates Netaji. Forward Bloc is a party which was formed by Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose. That also originates from Bengal. So there is also celebration there too. The fact that Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose is Bengal's emotion. Everyone, every single person of Bengal is very much emotionally attached to Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose. And everyone believes that obviously his disappearance, we don't know exactly what is the end of Netaji. So none of the people in Bengal believes that he died in 1941. So there are different arguments on this, how Netaji's disappearance and Netaji's mystery. And so, keeping all these things together, it's a big emotion for Bengalis. And obviously, when it's a big emotion for Bengalis, political parties, they will obviously try to be with that.
Okay, Kamalika, thank you for that context. Stay with us, please. Political analyst Deshratan Nigam is with us on the phone right now. Mr. Nigam, thank you for joining us here on CNN News 18. Sir, I just want to understand from you, we spoke right now to the Trinamool Congress. When we asked them what their response was to what the Union Minister had to say, where the Union Minister has essentially alleged that the TMC is murdering democracy. Majid Memon from the TMC was very quick to point out multiple examples across multiple states where he said the BJP was responsible for murdering democracy in its own right. Sir, how do you think the BJP should respond to this?
Well, I think that would be a BJP's prerogative, but what I think is we all saw what happened both prior to West Bengal Assembly elections and afterwards. It's not the BJP or any other political party saying. In fact, communist parties were attacked, the Congress was attacked, the BJP was attacked, and subsequent to the results, there was mayhem. And it's not the political parties who are saying, it's the High Court of Kolkata, which is clearly saying everything, and there are categorical findings. So, based on records, the investigation has been given to CBI. So, fair investigation was not possible. They were not even cooperating with the police and the central forces. So, the issues are very serious. And especially after the elections, the mayhem that took place and duly stamped by and approved by and believed by the courts, the highest court in West Bengal. And even they went to Supreme Court. Supreme Court dismissed their petitions challenging the High Court's observation.
Okay. Deshratan Nigam, can I just ask you to stay with us? Manojit Mandal from the TMC is with us. I want to very quickly go over to him for more context here on what the TMC has to say, then we'll come back to you. Mr. Mondal, thank you for joining us here on CNN News 18. Mr. Mondal, we were speaking right now to a political analyst, Deshratan Nigam, and his main point was that when it comes to this conversation about which party has done more to damage democracy, the TMC, especially if you look at the post-poll violence and what the High Court has had to say on it, the TMC can't claim to be innocent either. So that's what he had to say. He also had to say that when it comes to allegations of corruption too, the TMC can't claim a clean slate for themselves. So what do you have to say to this?
What has happened in the post-poll violence? How many people from TMC have been arrested so far by BJP CBI? I mean, these people talk out of the blue without knowing anything about Bengal. They continuously malign people of Bengal. For the last 2 years, there have been inquiry by the CBI and not even a single person from TMC arrested. This was just a narrative, planted by the BJP. They bank only on courts and certain stray observations from the court, and they are not with the people. I mean, look at what is happening within the party, how they're behaving among each other. People of Bengal are solidly behind Mamata, and very soon you will see that there will be kind of kranti from this part of the country to show the whole of India. The BJP they are still unable to digest the kind of defeat they had. Aapke baad 200 par. Those, sort of proud proclamation by Mr. Amit Shah.
Right.
After that, just they could grab only 70 seats. They are just still unable to hold on to that, and that's why they will continue to align the people of Bengal and the state.
Okay, sir, can I just come to you with the second point that they've raised, and then very quickly we'll go to the other people with us on this phone call. Sir, I just want to understand from you the other thing that the TMC has dealt with over the last year is very, very serious allegations of corruption against some of their very senior leaders, Anubrata Mondal, Partha Chatterjee. Now, while we have seen action from the state, the question that was raised by your opposition in the state was, why is this action coming so late and why is this action so little? Sir, I just want to ask you, panchayat elections right around the corner, how are we going to see the TMC combat those charges and the sentiment that the party might be in a very deep-rooted way corrupt?
You see, the TMC is zero tolerance to corruption, and that's why whenever there were some allegations and some money found in an associate of the party member, he was immediately sacked. He was removed from even the ministry. But what the BJP,
right, sir, but
has
sir,
done...
one second, sir, the amounts of money that were found made many question how more senior leadership in the party wasn't aware that such dealings were even going on in the first place.
I mean, if somebody is collecting money privately, how can the party know? This is his or her own problem. And what the BJP is doing, BJP showed Mr. Subhendu Adhikari taking money from their own party office. Now he is the most important asset of the party. There is an inquiry against Subhendu Adhikari, nothing was done. Hemant Biswa Sharma, everyone knows that there is an investigation against him. Nothing has been done to him. They have become now asset of the party the moment they switch side. In fact, they were made to switch side with the condition that we will not do anything if you come to our party. So BJP is talking about corruption, taking high moral ground, and corruption, I think, is one of the biggest jokes of the century.
All right, Manojit Mandal, thank you. Thank you so much for joining us here on CNN News 18. Thank you for bringing us your perspective. It is time right now for a short break right here on the Morning News. Now, in just a few minutes, we'll return with more of the country's top stories and breaking news stories that are coming into us as we speak.